Hi everybody, you hear me? Great. So it's first of all a pleasure and honor to be at the EPP Congress, which is an event for itself. At the same time, this is my hometown, and I see many familiar faces and friends in the audience, which makes it even more exciting and important. So when I was preparing for the presentation, I was thinking, what two things everyone has in common in Arena Zagreb today? So what do you think? Well, first thing that came to my mind is that we all have some digital skills. I'm sure there isn't a person in this whole venue without any digital skills. And second, we probably know at least one person from generation Y and Z, which is a generation born from 1980s to 2010, whether it's ourselves, our kids, our nephews, friends, or whatsoever. So the topic today is, as it was announced, boosting digital skills for the youth. So just to clarify a bit, generation Y and Z, it took me some time to analyze it. McKinsey study reported that generations are from 1980s to 2010. Both of the generations are pretty much digital native, as they say, very much oriented to self-expression, oriented to explore new things, to search for their identity. But what's more important, both of the generations are pretty much open-minded and ready to communicate and have a dialogue. The gap that we are discussing today is basically the gap in digital skills, and it seems, according to the EU Commission report in 2016, that we will have a lack of almost 1 million jobs because digital skills will be lacking. Which means that, as of today, 44% of people in Europe and 37% of the labor force are having a gap in the digital skills. Bear in mind that at the same time, there is a paradox. We're having 8% of unemployed approximately in Europe, 0.6 million open vacancies in the ICT sector, and we expect that 90% of jobs in the future will require digital skills. So we should try to connect some dots. At Google, we started an initiative which is called Grow with Google. I hope, and I'm sure that a lot of you have heard about it. It's basically a global initiative which is aimed at people who need digital skills for growing and expanding their careers, their professions, and their businesses. We have offered tools which are free for everyone, which are online and offline, and which are related to digital marketing, to digital media literacy, to writing, to design, and aimed at very different, I'm sorry for the size of the slides, target audiences, which is students, business owners, job seekers, developers, and of course the youth. The impact in Europe is, I would say, significant. As of today, we're actually reaching 5 million people who went for our digital skills trainings. The impact on the businesses is almost 0.7 million businesses reported growth after using our programs, and 0.3 million people started a job, found a job, or were able to get a better job. The success stories are available online. There are almost 1,500 success stories. People from different backgrounds, people who were facing different challenges, and who were trying just to solve some problems in their community, in their life, by using digital skills. This is a personal story. I'm a father of 3 children, and I was introduced to the world of slimes a year ago. The world of slimes is, in the vocabulary of parents, a messy and dirty activity. It's an activity after which you have to clean the room of your kids because they're using a lot of chemicals and producing something which you used to buy when you were little, which is a slime. So I was approached by my daughter, who asked me, "Daddy, I need some skills which are related to design. I would like to use the computer, the tablet. I want to make my own videos. I want to use the camera." And as a parent, of course, slime is, as I said, a pretty messy and dirty activity, but I decided to be curious, and I approved. I guided her and taught her a little bit on using the computer, using the camera, editing photos, different tools for design, and the results was actually amazing. She organized workshops on how to make slimes for the kids. She built a community around it. She created her own brand with the computer. She created her own product with a label. And we see some seeds of entrepreneurship here, right? And what's even more interesting is that she organized the first slime fest in Zagreb, attracting people from Dubrovnik, from Split, from Pula, and that was a shock to me as well as a parent. Following that, she's organizing 2 trainings for 2 companies in December for the kids of the employees and having the slime workshops for them as well. And that's exactly what she was looking for. So Generation Z, as I told you, is a generation which is in search of an identity. They're over-communicating, ready for dialogue, ready to express themselves. But at the same time, what's really interesting is you see on the right, they're really realistic and pragmatic, as you have seen in the entrepreneurship part of the story, where my daughter decided that in the future she would perhaps run a business of her own. So, in conclusion, I think digital skills in general, and I think you're also aware of it, are basically an opportunity to thrive in the world we're living today. Whether we acknowledge or not that the digital era is here, it's happening. It's probably like gravity. Whether we believe in gravity or not, if I leave this, it will fall on the floor. At the same time, it's an opportunity to grow skills, careers, jobs. As you saw in the example, it's a great opportunity to communicate with the world, to build relationships. I think a valid point is inclusion. Communicating with different people from different backgrounds, from all over the world, and even your country or community is probably very valuable for the future of our societies. And I think lifelong learning, just a sense of the growth mindset, is something that is critical. All of us know that using digital skills requires daily learning from our end as well, because things are changing on a daily basis. So at the end of this talk, I would probably invite each one of you and myself to remain curious and to truly embrace something that I believe is true, and that is that the only constant thing in life is change. Thanks.
Igor, thank you very much for an inspiring talk.
Thanks.
I'm sure the young people in this room and also those who are watching via streaming have learned a lot from your presentation. Are there any questions from the audience? Please remember always to introduce yourself and be brief, as our time is limited. Maybe before the audience is ready, you spoke about the current young generation. In your view, what would be the digital literacy profile of a future generation? What would the young people in the future will already be able to have as digital skills when they are young?
Well, I can speak about the future from what I see in my home, in my house, right? So I see, and I think the future of digital skills for people and the youth especially is just going to be something so normal on a daily basis and like constant. For example, when you enter the room of my daughter, she's simultaneously studying, she's simultaneously communicating with her friend, she's having a live video with another friend, and she's really focused on what she's doing. So the level of I would say penetration of the digital tools and skills in a daily life is something that is probably unpredictable from our end.
I think this, and also multitasking from what I'm hearing from you. Thank you very much, Igor, for sharing with us your thoughts and ideas. Thank you very much.
Thank you.